Okay, well, hey everyone. I have today Chris Carathers with me, and he's with Endeavor Home Inspections. He's one of the local inspectors I know, like, and trust, and everything. I just thought it'd be good to come on to, I know a lot of your my friends are already in the real estate industry, but those who perhaps don't know as aren't as used to buying and selling homes and everything. I thought this might be a great opportunity to learn a little bit more about the home inspection process, why you might want one, and everything like that. Chris is a great educator, and I thought he could add a lot of value to our group. So first of all, Chris, you want to introduce yourself real quick? Tell us a little bit about your background and how and why you got into the inspection business.
Well, thank you, Chris, for the introduction, and appreciate getting to be on here with you. Yeah, I've been doing inspections about 7 or 8 years in October, and hired another inspector to work with me about 2 years ago. So we're continuing to grow and do well. My background is that I did a rehabbed a house of my own that I had rented out, a rehabbed a house that I lived in, did some mission trips that were construction based. I was just looking for something that I could do to really, plug into that. And I came from a real estate family. My mom, aunt, and brother were all realtors up in Amarillo and Albuquerque. So I've been in and around the business for quite a while, and love getting to help people. So had a couple of bad experiences where I bought a house and I didn't feel like the inspector did a great job. And so really look back at those and try to do the best that I possibly can for every single client, because I want them to have, as good of an experience as possible.
Okay, great. So it looks like you've seen real estate from a wide variety of perspectives and angles, huh?
Yes, sir. Investor, buyer, seller, real estate professional, all the way around.
Done it all, huh? Okay, so we have a variety of people that are going to watch, and what's a home inspection, general terms, and why would a consumer want to get one?
Well, getting a home inspection really helps you to have somebody on your side of the equation, so to speak, that has in some deep knowledge about a house. It's a visual inspection of a house. We cover all the different systems that are available, and all inspectors in Texas are required to use the same form from TREC, which is the Texas Real Estate Commission Board. And so we're required to follow certain guidelines. And if you ever wanted to, have some fun reading, you could go on the TREC website and do the SOPs, the standards of practice for real estate inspectors. And it will tell you all the do's and don'ts and shalls and can'ts and do nots and all of that are the minimum requirements for an inspection in Texas.
Okay, when I run over other fun things to do, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's the best.
It may take a while.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, what does an inspection cover and not cover? More importantly, when you get to a house and everything, what are the major areas you're looking at, and what things, perhaps might you have to outsource to a specialist?
So the 5 major systems are the roof, the foundation, plumbing, electrical, and walls and doors and ceilings and floors, that sort of thing. We also can cover pools, septic systems, wells, sprinkler systems, outbuildings, and a few other things as well. I do use a solar camera so that I could look at the oven temperature and the HVAC temperatures. So I do have that, the infrared camera. But what we don't do is we don't take things apart unless they are designed to do that. Like, we can take off the cover on the electrical panel, which we are regularly do. We can take off the cover on the heater, but we don't, for example, disconnect and pull out a dishwasher to look behind it.
I guess
we don't pull out a refrigerator to look behind it. We don't pull out a stove unless we just really have to try to turn it on.
Okay. And so,
are you still there?
Yeah, I am. Your video seems to be frozen. So, can you see your video? There you go. Moving a little bit. One of us must have a bad bandwidth, but we'll keep on going. I can hear your voice fine. Okay, so I know, one thing I see periodically too is sellers getting a home inspection before they list. Do you do that
Yeah,
very often?
sometimes they do that.
Yeah, under
Every
what
now and then,
yeah, under what conditions do you think would be right that where you'd recommend a seller get a pre-listing inspection versus not getting one?
if it's an older house, it's helpful if uh, you want to go ahead and get a bunch of things fixed before you put it on the market, for example. Because if you wait until you put your house on the market and it goes under contract, you're only going to have a very few days to get things fixed that show up on the inspection report. So if you
Right.
know that you might have a larger list of things that needs to be done and you want to take a little more time to do that, that's a perfect time to get a pre-listing inspection, and then you can have a little longer to get those things taken care of. And then when you do sell your house and that inspector comes, the list that might be requested at fire, could potentially be a lot less.
Yes, I certainly see it can give your buyers a lot more peace of mind being
Right.
able to see that before they make an offer.
Right. And then we also inspect new construction homes. A lot of people don't think they need that, but the city is signing off on certain things, and the builder is signing off on certain things. But there are still some issues that come up from time to time, and it's really good to have somebody on your side of the equation in that building process too. And we can come out before they pour the slabs, so we can see everything in the ground. We come out before they put the sheetrock up, so we can see everything in the walls. Come out before you close to make sure that everything has been installed right and is working correctly. And then we can come back out before your warranty run out and do it again just to make sure you get everything taken care of.
Yes, a lot of people think they're because it's a new home that it should be perfect. And I know that's not right. I know that because my last home I bought was brand new, and you know the inspection report wasn't much shorter than a typical pre-owned home. I mean, it was a lot of minor stuff, but
Yeah. Well,
you know,
I bought a brand new construction house, my wife and I, back in 2013. And in the first year we lived there, we had to have somebody come 23 times to fix something.
wow,
So new homes are not perfect.
no, they're not. It's not going down a production line, so
Right.
a lot of moving parts, and
Yeah. And a lot of different contractors coming in and out of those houses, the subcontractors, to do their part. And somebody's got to watch over all of that.
yes, and these days everybody's trying to control cost, right?
Right.
Okay, so what kind of training do you have to become a home inspection or license one?
So Texas has the highest level of education requirements for inspectors in the whole country. Even though we reduced them a couple years ago, they're still the highest in the country. And we do have a license, which not all states do. And then we also have to have a background check where we have to get fingerprinted and all of those things. So you can feel safe when you have a home inspector come in your house because they've been gone through education, they've gone through the training, and they've been background checked to a pretty high degree.
Okay, awesome. That's certainly good to know that you have.
Did all that come through?
Yes, it's a little choppy, but we'll forge through and do the best we can with the bandwidth. Yeah, over there. So hey, let's turn it around a little bit and let me ask you a fun question. Do you have any kind of you know, inspection horror stories or anything like that's really kind of oops? I think we just lost Chris, so I'm going to hang on just a minute and see if he comes back. Texting right now. Okay, there he is.
Me?
Okay, yeah, we lost you. So your internet connection seems to already be checking out for the weekend.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
what I was asking is, let's turn around a little bit, have a little fun. Do you have any kind of horror stories or any kind of inspections that really stood out for unusual findings? Anything? I'm sure you've been through probably hundreds of homes now.
Oh yeah, thousands actually.
Oh, okay, so tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about some fun things that you've experienced or.
Well, it's always shocking to me when I go into an attic and they've got certain Christmas decorations up there, and the plastic figurines are life size, and I just see them out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, "Whoa!"
They were
You
kind of
know?
freaking out. Haven't experienced any kind of
Yeah, up there.
wild animals in the attic or.
Yeah, and there was a coffin up in one attic, like for a Halloween decoration.
Oh wow.
So, I mean, you never know what you're going to see in a house. This week I did a house that needed 51 piers on the foundation. I think that's a record for me.
Yeah, I actually flipped one with about that many piers once, so
Yeah,
I can tell you how daunting that was.
yeah. But last week I was on a ranch and got to hang out with some horses and cows and chickens, and I get to go all over and see a bunch of fun stuff. I was in a house one time that had it was a 10 or 12,000 square foot house and had a 15 stall car garage, and had all these exotic cars in it. That was really great.
That sounds like my kind of place. You should call me to have some free help.
Yeah, it was kind of fun to see. So I get to do some really fun stuff, and I get to meet a lot of great people. So
That's awesome. So, what kind of area do you and your company service?
we try to stay within about an hour of DFW, the greater DFW area. So if we go outside of that, we can go outside of that, but we charge a little bit, like $25 for gas, for example. Not
Okay.
terribly, but sometimes we go up to Sherman.
Oops, his internet.
A couple hour gets us pretty far. So
Okay. So if anybody wants to reach out to you for anything, how would would be the best way for them to contact you or follow you on social media?
yeah, so you can follow me on endeavorinspect.com is our website, or Endeavor Real Estate Inspections on Facebook. And you can actually book right on our website. It's a Calendly app, which I know a lot of people are familiar with.
Yep.
There's also my phone number is on the website and everywhere else. You can just text me, call me directly, and we'll get you set up. Try to make it as easy as possible.
Okay. Well, Chris, I certainly appreciate you coming on today. It's great, quick education on home inspections and everything, and hopefully you help somebody demystify the process a little bit out there.
There you go. Well, I always would love to help. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a shout.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Have a
Thank
great
you,
week.
Chris.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.